Hello everyone, I'm Kimi. Today I'm going to talk about peer learning of collaborative learning. Here is the content. The content will include what is peer learning, type of peer learning, strategies of peer learning, how to help the people with disability, also the advantages and disadvantages of peer learning, and how we apply peer learning in class, and also the conclusion to talk about reason why I chose this topic and the reference. Let's start from what is peer learning. Peer learning is an alternative to the one-on-one strategy, also called social learning systems. Peers support each other in learning process, learning through the exchange of ideas with fellow students. Students learning with each other as well as learners without any implied authority to any individual. Next, we'll go through the type of peer learning. There are 15 strategies of peer learning. Role play, create a reward system, teach tutoring skills, explain how to give feedback, provide written prompts, fill knowledge gaps, allow students to take turns teaching, partner with another class, select students who want to and can tutor. One class write peer editing session, use think pair share activity, modify G-SOurce activity, stress confidentiality, identify learning objective, focus on active learning. And we will focus on these 4 different approach. The peer assisted learning strategies, cross-age tutoring, class-wide peer tutoring, and the peer mediated instruction. Let's start from peer assisted learning strategies. The short form is PALS. It is a class-wide peer tutoring program, also is a one-on-one learning program. Peers will change over time. PALS can be used across content areas. This approach provides teacher flexibility for incorporating PALS into the various content areas. In addition, to provide opportunity for a teacher to circulate in the class, observing students, and offer individual remediation. Next is the cross-age tutoring. It is a way for students to get one-on-one help. The tutor is older than the tutor. This approach provides opportunity to practice and improve communication skills and work habits. Tutors self-estimate develop as they see their tutor improve. They are making a meaningful contribution is a powerful experience for their future. Now we go on the peer mediated instruction. The short form is PMI. This is used to teach typically developing peers ways to interact with and help learners with ASD. It is an alternative classroom arrangement in which students take an instructional role with classmates or other students. This approach has positive effect on academic, interpersonal, and personal social development and type of social intervention for learners with ASD. The last one is class-wide peer tutoring. The short form is CWPT. And this is a way for all students to get one-on-one help and enough time to practice and learn. This approach is helpful to students in reading, spelling, math, and writing. It is used in all grade levels from preschool to high school, and in both regular and special education classrooms. It helps teachers make sure that students have learned. So, how peer learning and those of the strategies help in inclusive education? For example, the student with dyslexia, teachers often work with a small group of kids at the same reading level or to focus on a specific skill. They might also meet because kids have a common interest in a book. Students with ADHD and executive functioning issue can help students stay on task and learn skills like self-monitoring. Students with slow process speed, teachers can adjust the pace of instruction to give students time they need to take in and respond to information. Being in a focused setting may also help decrease the anxiety students feel in whole class lessons. Next, I'm going to talk about the advantages of peer learning, how peer learning helps students. Peer learning can increase literacy score, the versatility of students, improve confidence and interpersonal skills, increase confidence and openness, develop reasoning and critical thinking skills. How about the disadvantage of peer learning? It is bad that student inexperienced, student hesitancy, poor applicability, lack of confidentiality, and parent pushback. So, how we apply the peer learning in class? First, we need to create group under 6 students. Then we need to share a round question that match by topic. Step 4, we need to tell students to produce a product and tell them to mature teaching. And last, tell them to give feedback. In conclusion, now peer learning is common to use in class. I want to know more about this so that I can improve and apply to future teaching. There are many benefits of peer learning and many strategies, but they are not perfect at all. To be a teacher, we need to think about how can we use these strategies to carry out an interesting class that can help student learning. In my opinion, peer learning is more suitable in primary and secondary education because students in primary and secondary can explain their ideas clearly, which can improve their communication skills for their future experience. And here is the reference. That's all. Thanks for listening.